So we're getting ready to go get this fabric for this cosplay, and one of my kids comes out in flip-flops. It is 30 degrees outside, and I've seen them wear boots in the middle of summer. But we're off to a great start. Okay, it is now late after we went to Joann and I got the fabric, kind of came home, kids had lunch, and I immediately started editing Vlogmas Day 2. And I've been working on that, and then once the kids had karate, I was making dinner, and then I sat with Mike for like 10 minutes, and here I am finishing getting Vlogmas uploaded, and I still need to make the TikTok for it. So I haven't even really begun to touch the fabric, which I'm a little nervous about. I really need to get on that, but I'm also trying to get ahead for Vlogmas. It's just... But let's talk a little bit about the fabrics that I ended up getting. So I got this, looks a little bit darker in real life than is showing on screen, but I got this green, like not velvety, it's a polyester spandex, so it's very stretchy, which is what this pattern calls for. Yeah, almost like a fake velvet feeling to it, and like I said, it's really stretchy, which is going to be good for this pattern. And I was a little disappointed that they didn't have like any other fabric in this color that was like knit that I needed, or any other fabric in general of this color, which I was then debating, do I come home and maybe order some online? But I was worried that with how quickly I need to get this done, that the fabric wouldn't come in time. So I went with it. I think it'll give it a really nice texture. It'll kind of give it that woolen texture look to it without it actually being wool. I also got this pleather for the belt. I ended up with way more than I'll probably need. It said I needed a yard. I probably could have went with half a yard. My best friend cosplays, so I'm sure I can send it over to her and she would be happy for some pleather fabric for what she's doing. And then I got this white knit, not quite as wooleny feeling as the green one, but definitely not just like a knit jersey. White fabric for the undershirt, also nice and stretchy. So those were the only three fabrics I needed because I'm only making the top. The pants are just white pants, which in my Attack on Titan video, I wore like white jeggings, and I think that'll work perfectly for this. So I'm not making pants. I might try to find boots because my boots are like a bluish, they're not really brown, and I don't have black that really fit the bill. I have like my really like thigh high ones that I wear for my 2B. That is definitely not what we're going for this cosplay. So I might try to find a pair of boots, but if I don't, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I at least have the fabric. The pattern is printed. It's sitting downstairs in the printer. I'm gonna try to work on that tomorrow. Fingers crossed. It's gonna be a little bit tricky because the kids do have karate in the evening and I'm usually there a while. But I don't know, I'm just, I'm a little stressed about getting this all done, but we'll see. I'm excited to do this. I really should make a mock-up. I think I have some cheapish jersey that I can use downstairs. I'm sure I have something somewhere that I can use to make a mock-up of it because I really don't want to cut into this and it be wrong. Though thankfully Joann's was having a pretty good sale and I had a couple of coupons, so I actually saved a decent chunk of money and also got a couple of extra things for the kids. and I needed a couple of things for my cross stitch, because when I ordered my cross stitch, I somehow missed one of the colors, and thankfully Joanne had the color I was missing. So phew, I didn't want to have to place an order for just one. I was able to get it locally, which is good. Yeah, so now I'm gonna get back to editing this Vlogmas and plan for tomorrow. And yeah, I'm probably gonna edit the baking vlog tomorrow, which is gonna be daunting because there's a lot of files I baked over several days. I'm a little stressed out and a little overwhelmed right now, but I'm trying to like stay cool and know that if I don't get something done for Vlogmas, that it's okay, that my community will understand, but that doesn't like change the fact that I'm still very stressed. And I know Mike is stressed trying to wrap up this collab. We got a couple days behind because of the holiday, and trying to just plan and reflect, and it's a lot. But all right, so I'm gonna back to work, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have something for you regarding movement on this cosplay, because it needs to get done. Okay, I was hoping to get sewing a lot earlier than it is. It is now 7:30 p.m. and the reflection took a little bit longer, the editing took a little bit longer, and then we ended up going to take family pictures very last minute as well. So by the time we got back from that and ate, I finished up today's vlog and got it posted. So now I'm gonna probably spend the rest of the night. I would like to at least get the outer tunic done just so I have an idea of how this pattern operates, and then this week I'm gonna work on probably sewing the full thing. I'm a little bit stressed. I don't know how I'm gonna get the rest of Vlogmas done plus this cosplay. So yeah, wish me luck. The benefits of sewing in a previous life is I have a lot of extra fabric laying around that I attempted to sell off but didn't really buy, so now it's just sitting in my basement. But I had this really nice green knit fabric. I'm going to use this to test out the outer tunic pattern to see how well I like it, and I don't know, if this turns out really good, maybe I'll just use this instead, because it's about the right color anyway. Just, I don't know if there's enough to do like a full tunic, but we'll see. Okay, I had to take a quick break because I needed to tend to my bread. But yeah, this yard of green was not nearly enough, so I'm going to go downstairs, rate it. So this is going to be a two-toned practice tunic, so I'll probably just wear it around the house or give it to Evie to wear around the house. But yeah, it's going, at least it's going. Between getting the kids to bed and bread and stuff, it is now 9:15. And I got the tunic pattern cut, the muslin that I'm doing. It's cut. At this point, it would just be starting to sew, and I really don't feel like dragging my machine up right now this late. So because I know that I have a relatively short gym day tomorrow, I will, as the kids are getting ready for school, I will get the kitchen table like prepped and cleaned so that I can set up my sewing machines in the kitchen, and then I will do more of this tomorrow. That's just gonna have to happen. It's just gonna have to be, because I am tired. So I am going to sit with Mike for like 20 minutes and then we are gonna go to bed. So it's slowly coming. It's slowly coming. But this week, this is the focus of getting this done. And I think if I just hunker down for like 2 days, I could probably get it all done. So fingers crossed. All right, so I was gonna film me pulling up my serger from the basement, but honestly, my laundry room is an utter disaster right now, and it's embarrassing, so I didn't want to do that. So my whole basement is still a general mess. I was hoping to have it all cleaned up before Vlogmas started. Didn't happen. So it's just, my basement is a mess, so you're not seeing it unless it's like the studio area, because that's relatively clean. Even then, I got some boxes I still need to pick up. It's been hectic around here, but let's get into some sewing. This has nothing to do with sewing, but I baked this morning and it looks really good and I just wanted to show it off. Alright, so main tunic is done. I just need to sew the collar on. I think what I might end up doing is I might have to pull up my sewing machine to like just straight stitch some of this stuff instead of relying on the serger for the seams. I think that'll help it look a little bit better, but for right now, I'm just getting the general idea of how this pattern works and how to sew it all together and making sure that the fit is okay. It looks like it's gonna be huge on me, like huge. And my measurements had large for everything. On one hand, I might have to make it smaller. On the second hand, like, I don't have time for that. I just don't. I would have to remake the pattern. I would have to recut the pattern, which took me an hour before, and I really didn't want to have to delay Vlogmas more, but if I might have to with all of that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I actually sew the collar on and get the whole thing on, because what am I doing with my life? All right, it is now Tuesday and I tried on the tunic last night and it was ridiculously large. Despite taking my measurements and fitting in the large, it is way too big. So I am now in the process of reprinting the medium pattern. That is one thing I don't like about this particular pattern, is that all the sizes are on different files. Other PDF patterns that I've bought before have all of the sizes in one, and they're nested, so you can either like turn it off and just look at the one, or you can print all of them. And I actually prefer that because sometimes I'm between sizes, so I usually just cut the pattern to the largest size, you know, draft into the smaller sizes where I need them to be. But this one is, everything's a separate file, which makes that extremely difficult. So I'm just going to go with the straight medium. It's supposed to be a little bit baggy because it's like a tunic. So if it ends up a little bit baggy, that's fine, but it'll be a lot easier to take a medium in over a large. So I'm reprinting that. I'm going to reassemble that pattern. Thankfully, like some of this stuff I don't have to redo, like the hat is all one size, so that's not a big deal. So I was able to save a little bit of paper that way. But yeah, I am still going to sew the collar on the old one just so I can, because I think I pinned it the wrong way. I followed the instructions and I think I did it right, but I still think it doesn't, I don't think it'll sit right, but I won't know until it's actually sewed and I actually try to do it. So I'm going to do that quickly, get the printed and get back started on this. But I think I'm not going to do another muslin, mostly because I don't have a whole lot more junk, like knit fabric. I think I'm just going to go with the medium into the good fabric. So wish me luck. Okay, so I got the pattern pieces cut out. We've got the tunic and the undershirt. The cap is on my piano bench, but there it is. Again, that took about an hour. I really wish the pieces would have been nested. It would have saved me so much time. But yeah, so now it's about 1:30. I need to get my grocery list together because I'm going grocery shopping tonight. So I'm gonna take a couple of minutes. I'm gonna refill my coffee, get my grocery list together, and then see what time it is at that point. I think I'm gonna put in a Instacart order for Sam's Club just so I don't have to go, because I normally am not. It's just a pain in the butt to go because I can't get in till 10. I might just put a Instacart order in for that. But gotta get the grocery list, like I said, gotta get the grocery list together. I'm gonna refill my coffee, see what time it is, and then decide, am I gonna start cutting the pattern pieces? If I don't start doing that before I pick up the kids from school, I'll probably do that tonight after karate. And if that's the case, I'll probably sit and cross stitch because I'll probably only have like a half hour. So I think I might just do a half hour of cross stitching, or I don't know, other planning. I should go do a reaction, but honestly, I'm not feeling it. I'll probably do a reaction tomorrow for Vlogmas, because Mike is working tonight. He's got to work. He has to finish up this collab, and then that'll give me this time to cut this out tonight. And if I get everything cut and I start getting things pinned together and set that way, tomorrow I can just sew. That would be ideal, and then I can feasibly do a reaction for Vlogmas and get that up and going. So here we are. It's where we're at. I'm gonna, like I said, I need more coffee and get my groceries. Yeah, I'll catch you later. It is now 8:30. The kids are in bed, and I am going to try to work for at least an hour to an hour and a half. My goal for tonight is to get everything cut so that I can start sewing tomorrow. And then hopefully in the morning I can get a couple of things filmed and edited, and then tomorrow night I can just focus on sewing. But, so that's tonight's goal. I need to get everything cut out, which there's really not that many pieces, so I think it's doable, but fingers crossed I can do it. I've got my speed run on. I've got water brewing for tea right now, and then let's dive in. So it is now 9:45. I got everything with the outer tunic fabric cut. That took a little bit longer than anticipated. So I didn't quite meet my goal for tonight. I promised Mike that we could spend a little bit of time and we would get to bed early because we're both tired. So we're trying to be better about going to bed at a reasonable hour and not being up really late despite having a lot of work we need to do, because we know that if we're not sleeping, we don't get good work done. So I told him we could spend a little bit of time together before heading to bed. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just kind of tidy up real quick, try to get organized. I do teach tomorrow, but I might just throw all of this stuff in the living room. I only have 2 students and they normally don't care. I care what my house looks like, but they normally don't. So I could probably just throw everything, or I can even teach in the living room tomorrow. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll see how much I actually get done tomorrow morning before I teach in the evening. So we'll see. We'll see how much I get done. Hopefully I can at least get everything cut tomorrow. That way I can like put all the extra fabric downstairs and then throw everything in the kitchen because that's where I'm sewing everything. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm going to call it a night here. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know why I'm thanking you. There's more to this vlog. There's a lot more. We've barely begun. It is the next day. I'm still waiting for the tree people to show up. I was hoping they'd be here by now, but no such luck. And also, Katie, you're asking yourself, why are you wearing a tank top in like 20-degree weather? Well, I had a slight accident. I was making coffee this morning with my French press, and as I was pushing the plunger down, it decided to just shoot out and burned my chest. You can kind of see it's red. And this just happens to be like the lowest cut thing because it got most of my chest. Lowest cut thing that I can kind of air out because it burns. So cranked up the heat in my house for today, and it's time to get to work. So we got to cut the lining fabric. We got to start pinning and assembling, and then we can start sewing. So first job, cut the fabric for the undershirt. I don't expect it to take as long as it did yesterday, just because there's not as many pieces. Yesterday we had like two different collar, like we had several collar pieces, we had the belt loops. So I'm hoping that we don't have quite as much to cut today. So yeah, let's hop to it. I have everything cut out. I didn't cut out the belt. I don't know if I'm actually going to make the belt, or if another cosplay that I have has a belt that could work, or if I might just go buy a belt. I bought the fabric, but the item requirement list did not say to have a belt buckle, and I didn't realize I needed one until like I started reading the instructions. So that's kind of another negative about this pattern, is it doesn't tell you everything that you would need to make it as instructed. So I have this fabric to make a belt, but I don't know if I actually want to go through making the belt. I don't know yet. That is minor because I can always go to Target and just get a brown belt. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But everything is cut. I'm going to tidy up the pattern pieces, get some of this scrap fabric downstairs. I have like a pillowcase that someone bought me that I've just been stuffing with scrap fabric, and I don't know, it works. And yeah, then I'll probably start pinning everything, and then we'll probably get to sewing. But it is 12:16. I'm debating going downstairs, filming a video for Vlogmas, filming a reaction. I don't know if I want to take the time, or if I need to focus and get this cosplay done. The cosplay needs to happen first, and then I can do the rest of Vlogmas. The rest of Vlogmas will be easy once this cosplay is done. So Katie, focus, cosplay. So I have my sewing machine set up on my desk, and I have my serger set up in the kitchen. I think this is going to be the easiest way for me to do this. I have the sewing machine set up with white thread, and I have the serger set up with black. Now I am sewing white fabric, so technically I should be changing the thread color in my serger to black when I work on the shirt, but honestly it's an undershirt, so I'm not even really gonna worry about it. It's going to be under the main tunic, so you're not really going to be seeing the seams at all. I'm just not going to change the thread color. Now, if I was trying to do this professionally, absolutely I would. I used to sew for an Etsy business, and I would constantly change thread colors to match whatever it was what I'm working on. But with my stuff, and given how tight of a deadline this is, we ain't got time to change serger thread colors, so we just not gonna do it. Okay, so I got a decent chunk of sewing done, but now I need to start making dinner before I pick up the kids from school. So, taking a little break. I think I'm just going to leave this set up, and if it's here when my students get here, it's here when my students get here. But I need to feed the family. Alright, so kids are home, dinner is done. I've got a little bit of time to sew before we gotta get the kids to karate, so I'm gonna try to get a little bit more sewing in. And then I teach later in the evening when my one student canceled on me today, so that gives me a little bit more time to get work done. And yeah, let's get to it. So I have the tunic all together. I have the collar on it. I might go in and put a couple more stitches in some spots that I didn't really say to, because like the collar piece isn't laying as flat or as neatly as I want it, and I think if I just put a couple of stitches, or even if I might just top stitch the whole collar. It doesn't say to, but I might, because I think that's gonna make it just lie a little bit flatter, and I think it'll keep its shape a little bit better. So I might go ahead and do that, but I'm gonna wait to change. I want to start assembling the undershirt before I change out the thread for the green that's gonna match the tunic. Yeah, I want to start getting the undershirt before I finish the outer tunic and the hat. So that's what I'm working on right now. Oh, and also I'm not really filming this because like I have like 10 minutes before we gotta get ready to leave for karate. So I'm not even gonna bother setting up my phone. We'll have to this is me just sneaking in 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Okay, now that I finally found my phone, I can talk about this. So I got the undershirt and the tunic are mostly done. They need hemmed and they need top stitched. I'm a little surprised that this pattern didn't tell you to top stitch. I think that the seams are going to lay a lot neater if it's top stitched. Same goes with the hat. I just finished the hat and it doesn't tell you to top stitch the band, which is baffling to me because like it needs to fold up. Like just top stitching is going to keep everything in place a lot easier. So the fact that it's not telling you to top stitch is just boggling me. And like the undershirt attaching the collar was a little weird. I missed part about hemming it before installing it, which I think I might have mentioned this before in the last part of it, that I don't like it never asked you to hem before attaching, it always had you hem afterwards, so I must have glossed over that. So I need to go back and hem, but like there's so much extra fabric and it just like the color seemed unnecessary, and the beginning supply list didn't tell you that you needed like grommets for lacing or that you needed lacing, which you would have had to read the whole pattern to know that. And I don't know, maybe I just don't, maybe I should make sure I read patterns all the way through before I go buying stuff, but I just assume that like the material list at the beginning is everything that I need. So I just like, I don't know. I'm not a beginner. I've sewn plenty of patterns, but this pattern just like was not descriptive where it needed to be descriptive. It's I still don't understand like why it wanted me to like make a lining for the cap and then blind hem it just for it to be folded up and covering it anyway. So I don't entirely get some of the choices that this pattern made. I mean, I'm so glad I got it because like I have a finished product, but like the pattern instructions leave a lot to be desired, and I'm not really one to leave like less than 5-star reviews on Etsy, but I think I might actually on this pattern just because again, I'm by no means a beginner to patterns, but there were some things that could have been changed that would have made this pattern a lot better, especially considering I paid $15 for this pattern, which is like the most I've ever spent on a pattern. I've had like free patterns that had better detailed instructions than this one. So overall, I have a piece. I need to hem it. It's already 10:30, so I probably won't get to hemming tonight. I'll have to hem tomorrow. This was a little bit more frustrating than I was really hoping it would be. So here we go. So yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I think I'm going to sign off for the night. I'll do my hemming tomorrow and try to get some sleep because I was up early because Macbeth was just not happy. So yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep and get back to it tomorrow and hopefully finish this up, at least something that's usable for this weekend. All right, so it is almost 2 o'clock on Thursday. I didn't really get a whole lot of like fast work done because my tree was being removed. My tree is finally removed. It's been a headache and a half, but the people who did it did a fantastic job. It's removed. Everyone's safe and all of that. I also had Romney's one Froxton class this morning, so while that was going on, I got everything prepped to be hemmed. So all of my hems are like folded and ready to actually be hemmed. So now I just need to hem them. First, I need to pay bills though. I'm a couple days behind on that. No bills will be late, but I usually do it on the 6th. It is now the 9th. So I actually got to take a couple minutes to pay a couple bills real quick. Then we're going to get back to actually hemming. So there we go. Let's go. Slight break while Ben's practicing. I got the thread changed. I just need to hem and top stitch the tunic, and it'll be done. Okay, so I just got back from Joann. I needed to pick up some eyelets for the cosplay. I was looking for a belt buckle, but I didn't see one. So let's hope Target tonight has a belt that I can use for this cosplay. Otherwise, at this point, I could probably order a belt buckle online if I actually choose to make this belt, which I really don't want to, but I have that option because the person I'm collaborating with is just a little bit behind with everything, which honestly is fine because I'm also behind with everything. So that just gives me more time to like really like make sure that I have everything. It gives me time to like put those little details in. So I have the eyelets and I picked up a couple of other things while I was there that I've been meaning to pick up. So now I'm gonna go probably get some gas. I might get some coffee because it's already 10 o'clock. I should go to Sam's Club too while I'm there because they'll be open at this point. So, I don't know, I guess we'll just run errands the rest of the morning and then go home and do stuff. I have video editing to do, I have a reaction to do, so we got stuff to do, places to go, and I've got more errands to run to tonight. So today is a day full of errands. All right, so I installed the eyelets. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do for the enclosure. They don't look great. I accidentally made the holes a little too big, so I had to go back in and stitch the holes a little bit smaller and then reinstall the eyelets. I think it'll be fine. Like, it looks pretty wonky close up, but I think like for a music video, you're not really going to tell. I'll trim those threads. Yeah, now I just need to install the hook and eye just so that this stays a little bit more closed, because like this is a pretty deep cut. Yeah, like overall the pattern was okay, but geez, like this is a huge flap of fabric to be just having right here. So I need to figure out where I'm going to install the hook and eye, and I'm just going to hand stitch it in while I'm sitting here in the basement with Mike. Mike is finishing up adding our music to Bad Astra's audio for the collab, and yeah. My hair is a mess because I took a slight nap earlier, but anyway. So I think it's all done. All I need to do now is wear it for the video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I'll be putting a montage of me in the cosplay after this, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.